For weeks now, ever since the Biden administration disclosed that classified documents were found at the president's former office and later his Delaware home, there's been a steady drumbeat from some GOP lawmakers and in particular in the far-right media about perceived bias with the way the FBI and the DOJ has handled the whole thing. Chief among them, questions raised over why the FBI didn't search Biden's homes the way they did with former President Donald Trump in Mar-a-Lago. But if there was any question about fairness and equal treatment, those concerns should have been allayed today. This morning, the FBI searched President Biden's beach house in Rehoboth, Delaware. The president's personal attorney confirming the search, saying, quote, "Today, with the president's full support and cooperation, the DOJ is conducting a planned search of his home in Rehoboth, Delaware, under DOJ standard procedures. In the interest of operational security and integrity, it sought to do this work without advance public notice, and we agreed to cooperate." Now, just pause and think about that. The FBI just went in and searched the private home of the current president of the United States. And yes, they did it without a warrant. Why? Because unlike Donald Trump, President Biden has cooperated and his lawyers consented. No documents were found in this latest search, according to Biden's attorneys, though agents did take some material for, quote, further review. But more importantly, this is the third search that we know of by the FBI on a Biden-linked property. We also learned this week that the FBI searched Biden's former office in mid-November, just after lawyers for Biden initially discovered that first cache of about 10 documents marked classified. Agents followed that with a search of Biden's Wilmington residence on January 20th, where they found more documents that Biden's lawyers had failed to turn up during their own search. We learned about that the next day. So right now we know there have been at least 25 to 30 classified documents found at the president's private home and office space. Now contrast that with the way President Trump seemingly handled it. After months of back and forth, the Trump team still did not or would not turn over documents the National Archives knew he had. They got a subpoena. Trump's team claimed to turn everything over. And then, and only then, did the FBI get a search warrant because they knew it wasn't true. And they were right. The cases are different and should be treated differently. And yet the far right-wing media still wants you to believe it's all the same except that Donald Trump was treated more harshly.
Now, in the aftermath of the Biden classified docs revelations, one question remains. Why didn't the FBI raid his office and residence like they did Trump's?
They have to treat them equally.
Are they going to do a raid on a Biden residence?
But there's a couple of points here that really stand out to me on this FBI front. We know the FBI has a tremendous skill set of raiding presidents' homes. They were able to do so with regard to President Trump. You'd think that the DOJ, when they're faced with a similar situation involving documents in a president, would use that same skill set to raid Joe Biden. That clearly was not the case.
And in typical fashion, and it happens on both sides, in this case, certain Republicans on the Hill parroted the Fox News talking points.
Why was Mar-a-Lago raided by the FBI? Why did the FBI go in and go through every room, including Barron's room and Melania's closet? Why did the FBI take surveillance cameras from our Mar-a-Lago, but yet they haven't set foot, to our knowledge, on the premise of either the Biden Center for Diplomacy or the Biden residence?
Except now we know that they did. Why didn't they get a warrant? Because they didn't need it. The Biden team cooperated. There was no evidence to suggest they were hiding anything, none. And it was apparently quite extensive, too. Biden's lawyer, Bob Bauer, said about the January 20th search that it, quote, covered all working, living, and storage spaces in the home. DOJ had full access to the president's home, including personally handwritten notes, files, papers, binders, memorabilia, to-do lists, schedules, and reminders going back decades, because some of those could end up being classified. Now remember, Trump and his team repeatedly blew off the requests and then seemingly defied a subpoena. The DOJ even said in court papers that Trump and his lawyers explicitly restricted officials, including top counterintelligence official Jay Bratt, from opening certain boxes in a storage room during a June visit to Mar-a-Lago. Remember, that was after the subpoena. Now, can Biden and his team be more transparent with the public? Absolutely. I've repeatedly said that White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre has been doing a disastrous job on this. She either can't or won't answer direct questions about the classified documents issue, even when asked repeatedly at White House press briefings. And I've called out President Biden for not expressing at least some remorse. Instead, the president just keeps trying to downplay the seriousness of what's happening. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.